I just thought up a new game as you were talking. Can we play a little bit of homeopathy tennis? Just
sure.
going back and forth of some other things that homeopathy can help with around the birth experience. And as you were talking, I just thought something that's not mentioned enough is actually miscarriage. So if there is a miscarriage, homeopathy can even help you to deliver the baby naturally. So I have helped a few clients with that, and they have even used herbs and things to try to induce the fetus naturally, and nothing worked until we used the homeopathy, and then it was minutes, and then the contractions started and they were able to deliver. But then homeopathy, as always, carries us even along, because then it will help you with the grief and the loss of having had that baby. And it's never going to suppress that feeling of grief and loss, because we need to feel that, we need to move through that, but it's just going to make you know that everything is going to be okay. So there's that part of it. So I'm going to hit the ball over to your court. Have you got any other, anything else that you think that homeopathy can help with pregnancy, birth and beyond?
Yeah, miscarriage is a huge one, and it isn't talked about a lot because it's a little bit taboo for a lot of people. I think infertility is another taboo area, and it's not necessarily counted in with pregnancy because there are so many, it can be such a heightened emotional state to be going through that process. And I think infertility is, it seems to be on the rise. And I think that's pretty devastating for people. And there's all sorts of contributing factors, which I won't go into, but there are some really amazing things that homeopathy has been able to achieve. I've recently started looking at the Liz Layler fertility method.
I'm interviewing her next week.
Oh, fantastic.
And I've used her system for a few years now with huge success.
Oh, brilliant.
She's got an 87% success rate with her protocol.
I think that is the most incredible thing.
And what's more incredible is the people who come and see her are usually the ones that have tried everything else. So she is a last resort for them.
I know. And those results are just phenomenal. Like,
yeah,
you wouldn't get that with IVF. Like, that's just, it's absolutely incredible. So I think, the area I would say that homeopathy can really support in that people don't really, I don't think people think of it for infertility, because infertility, there's quite a big business around IVF and infertility support in allopathic medicine. And I think people generally would come to homeopathy as a last resort, but it's amazing that that's the success rate as a last resort. Like, I think that just brings so much hope to people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So something else I was thinking of is in the third trimester, and I learned this in a book, I think it was Dr. Ali Phillips's book, Kiss Your Dentist Goodbye, because your saliva changes in your mouth in your third trimester, becomes more acidic, so it pulls the calcium from your teeth, and that's why often women will have lots of cavities in their teeth. And I love the tissue salt calc fluor for that. But as you were talking about the tissue salts before, I have to say I usually just prescribe a combination of all 12 tissue salts for women all throughout pregnancy, because it helps with the fetus's development of their teeth and their bone structure and everything else. But people might not think of homeopathy for their dental health to protect their teeth during pregnancy.
Yeah, and a lot of women are nervous about going to the dentist when they're pregnant, because I'm not sure if it's true or not that you shouldn't go to the dentist. I've heard from dentists that you definitely should be going because of this tendency for weaker teeth during pregnancy. My older sister, when she was pregnant, she lost a tooth for every child she had, I think. Yeah, it's a saying in Ireland that the women lose a tooth for every child they have, and my sister proved that to be true.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she's got beautiful teeth though.
Yeah.
They're all at the back, luckily.
Okay. Just trying to think of some other things that we can use for, obviously, milk supply. If there was maybe a traumatic birth and you're having trouble getting the milk coming in, then homeopathy can certainly help you establish that supply. I'll hit the tennis ball over to you.
Yeah, and with milk supply as well, mastitis is huge for new mums, especially first-time mums. It can definitely come with after your first child, but mastitis is a big thing, and a lot of that can be about being run down. So the tissue salts are also really great as a background support. There are direct remedies that you can use as well. Belladonna, Phytolacca, they're two of the top ones. But I think just when the mum is feeling depleted and she's sort of giving everything, that extra support with the tissue salts is brilliant. But there's also for the baby, once baby is earthside, then there's so many supports for teething and helping with sleep, settling them. Colic is a huge thing for the first 12 weeks. That can really upset the family routine and cause a lot of distress if the baby's crying in pain. And you know, they can't tell you what's wrong, but they've got some sort of tummy issue. There's so many great remedies that can support with that.
And I was just thinking, if the baby's born and it was quite a traumatic birth, and I've had clients say my baby came out and it just looked shocked, and it's just had this shocked look on his face, and we have homeopathic remedies to help remove that fright and that shock from that baby's vital force. So if it was a traumatic birth, remember that there's remedies to not just help the mum but the baby as well. I mean, aconite is such a great remedy for fright and shock. So maybe the baby wasn't breathing initially, it had to be put on oxygen, or there was some interventions. Oh my gosh, and don't even talk about forceps. You know, some mums say about the baby's coming out and the baby's head is bruised and swollen. Homeopathic arnica is so amazing for that.
And also the detox after birth. So if there has been pain medicine used during birth, if there's been antibiotics given because the strep came back positive, whatever it is, those things can be detoxed as well. So that ideally you're detoxing beforehand, so you're going in as clear as possible. But also you may need to detox again afterwards. There could be a whole load of other things that can then start looking like thrush. You know, the babies can get oral thrush, and you know, it can have a cascade of effects if you're not clearing these things. But it's so simple to clear them.